Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to another Glacial Geek Battle Report. I'm Phil, the Glacial Geek, coming to you here from Savannah Lion Games in Pooler, Georgia, where I am about to fight a 100-point battle of Aeronautica Imperialis. So, the story that we've got going on here is, if you haven't watched the Death Watch versus Orks Kill Team battle, you should watch that. And if you don't want spoilers, I'm giving you a chance to go back and watch it. But if you don't mind spoilers, here comes the information. So, during that mission, the Big Mek escaped from the Death Watch kill team that was sent in to go kill him. The Big Mek used a teleporter and ended up getting teleported away to his secret air base, where he invented flight. That's right, he thinks he invented flight, and no one had the Gubbins to tell this Big Mek that he didn't in fact invent flight, that flight had been around for a while. He just feels like he invented flight and had developed a death squadron of flyers to go and take the battle to the skies. So the Imperial Navy responded in kind to try to take out his death squadron up here in the skies. So we've got the Air WAAAGH coming up here against the Imperial Navy. That's the story that we got going on. We are going to be doing the dogfight mission from this from the rule books here, from the main box set that comes out here. So it comes with 5 orc fighters. So we've got 3 of the Daka jets. We've got 2 of the bombers. And then for the Imperial Navy side, we've got 2 of the Thunderbolt fighters, and then we've got 2 Marauders. So that's what the main box set comes with. That it comes with a playmat, it comes with the rule books, it comes with a cheat sheet with all the rules on it, and a diagram with your maneuvers, which we'll get into. This battle report is going to be just basically it's just going to be a battle report. So you should be able to figure out how to play it as we go along here. But if you want to know like a specifically step-by-step guide of how to play, Games Workshop actually has a pretty incredible video up on their website to go check it out, see how it plays. We've played one game through, a smaller game, and it was a ton of fun. So I think it'll be cool. The models are super cool and super easy to paint, because they're not as you can get as detailed as you want, I guess, with them. But with the 8 mil level of scaling, there's not, you do a little bit and it goes a long way with these smaller models, which is fun. So that's the story. That is the mission. And we are now going to get into it. So the first thing that you do is you set up the board here, and then you roll off to see who has, for dogfight, to determine where you're going to place your models. So you roll off, the winner starts deployment, and you deploy one of your models within 3 hexes of the table edge, and then the opponent, then you alternate back and forth placing them. So we've done that. My opponent won the roll off, decided to place his there in the fist of the flying fist of Mork or Gork. We're not sure which. They're willing to be either fist. So they're the flying fist flying over this way, and then we've got the Imperial response coming from this side over here. So the proper air wing over here with them flying that way. So that is, we've got it set up there with that deployment. Now we can roll off to see who will, first now we're going to go into maneuvers. So what happens for maneuvers, I'll just tell you to you here. So we've got all these different choices for maneuvers, from 1, which is level flight, basically just going straight and maybe a slight turn, to swoop, to turn, then you can get to stall turn, stoop, bank, and wing over if you have it. So each of the different models has a specific maneuver, basically maneuver trait, and it'll be somewhere between 1 and, for instance, the Marauder bombers can choose 1 through 3, and the Thunderbolts here can choose 1 through 6. So I can choose extra maneuvers for my Thunderbolt because they are more maneuverable. So, and depending upon what it has, each of the different airships has a certain quality that they can do for those. So what you do is you put a numbered token upside down next to it in secret, and then what we do is we will roll for initiative and go from there. So what we're going to do now is we're going to go place our maneuvers. All right, so we've placed our maneuvers next to our airships here all along there. So now the next step is the initiative phase. So we roll off here. My opponent got a 2, I got a 3. So What would happen now in later turns, we would have tailing, which is if you are tailing someone, you would get a round of shooting into them for free before anything else happens. But because no one's tailing each other here, to tail someone, they have to be in your front arc and you have to be in their back arc. So right now, none of us we're all in each other's front arc at this point. So no one's tailing anybody here. And we're our own tailing here. So no one's going to have to do that. So with the initiative, then it would pass to movement phase. So for the movement, I, as the winner of the initiative, can choose who will move first. So I'm going to move first for my guys. So what I do is I now choose one of my guys to go. So I'm going to choose this front Thunderbolt. So my Thunderbolts, I should point out, are going to be the Thunderbolt Furies. They've got the Avenger Gatling Cannons, and they both also have armored cockpits, which will give me a save if I take damage. My opponent's has the base for all of his guys, but then he gave extra armor to everybody, and then billowing smoke clouds to those guys over there. So that's what we're going to do, belching smoke clouds. So that's what we've got going on here. So I'm going to show this that I've got a 1. So I am going to be at speed. I'm at altitude 4 and speed 3, which seems fine to me. So I'm going to do that. So I'm going to go forward 1, 2, 3. And then I'm just going to stay there. So the front, as you can see on the base here, the arc there with the arrow in front, that's the front arc. You've got the side arcs, and then you've got the rear arc in the back over here. Those are blind spots there. But they've got your altitude and you've got your speed on the other side there. So that's going to be my first movement. So now my opponent's going to move his first Dakajet here. He's going to do steady flight as well, or level flight. So he's got, what's your speed at?
So I'm going to throttle up.
He's going to throttle up. So at the beginning of your, you have a throttle trait on each of your flyers, which is the amount that you can increase or decrease your speed. So my opponent was at, what were you at?
Was at 4.
He was at 4. Now he's up to 6 because he increased it by 2 because his throttle is 2. So he can now move 6. So he's going to move all the way up to there, and then he can either go straight or one of the other 2 sides. Because as you can see on the level flight there, you can slightly turn to the right or left at the end there, because that's the start right there. So that is where he is going to end up. All right, so now I'm going to activate this guy. He's also going to have level flight. He's got a on the fourth elevation 4 and speed of 3. So I'm going to go 3 as well. 1, 2, 3, and then slightly turn this way. His next Dakajet is going to do level flight as well, and he also throttled up. So now he moved up to 6. Is it again? Yep. 1, 4, 5, 6, and he's going to come right behind him over there. So the reason that this is okay is that you can't actually run into each other in this game. So it's not like with like X-Wing or anything like that where you can accidentally run into each other, or even with what was the game that we play with Speed Freaks? With Speed Freaks, you can't actually run into each other. There's no ramming anyone. So what happens is if you're moving, so say he was moving from over here and he would have landed on a space that was occupied, you actually just move to the next available space that's unoccupied, continuing in the direction that you were moving. All right, my Marauder Bomber here is also going to do level flight. We're just getting engaged over here. So he's just going to go 1, 2 with his 2 movement and just stay right there. All right, so his other Dakajet that was right over there is going to throttle up and then do level flight and just end up in formation over here. My Marauder, level flight. He's got 2, so he's going to go 1, 2, and then end his move like that. No, I'm just going to keep him like that. All right, so his first bomber is going to swoop. So as you can see here, he'll have to turn one of the just one direction that way. And then he's got, what's your speed at? He's got his 4, he's gonna up it to 5. So then what he can do is he can move up to 5. You have to go at least 1 to your initial direction. 4, 5, and then he has to turn to 1 more like that. All right, so I'm out of maneuvers, or I'm out of planes to move here, so we'll go back to his last guy here. Who's also going to swoop there. So he is going to turn as well. So he's just going to turn, I imagine.
He's going to work this way.
You can't go that way. Oh, you can go that way?
Because I can
you
go
are?
1
okay.
And then pivot again.
So that's what he's going to do. He's going to go 1 over this way, and then do his maneuver to this way, and then 2, 3, 4, and that's what his movement is at now, and that's where he ends up. So that is going to be it for the movement phase. All right, so now into the shooting phase. The person who moved first gets to shoot first. So the person who wins initiative gets to determine who moves first, but whoever moved first gets to shoot first. So if you want to see where your opponent is moving to try to counter move them, they will get first shots in the shooting phase. So that's something to keep in mind. So now my Thunderbolt Fury over here is going to start us off by firing into his Daka Jet over here. So I'm the ranges that you have here is if you're 1 away, 1 to 4 hexes away, you're in short range. 5 to 7 inches, 5 to 7 or 5 to 7 inches away, you are in the medium range, and then 7 to 10 inches away, 8 to 10, you're in long range. So I am 5 hexes away from his Daka Jet over here. So I am in medium range, which means that my Avenger Gatling Cannon is going to have 7 shots here. These are looking for 5. You start off at a base 5 to hit. For every altitude difference that you're at, you're -1 to hit. And for every and if your opponent is either in a spin or your target is either in a spin or a stall, then they are additional -1 to hit because they're just acting erratically there. So I am at the same altitude as him. We're both at 4. So I'm going to be looking for 5s to hit here with the Avenger Gatling Cannon. Alrighty, so I got 2 hits there. These are going to be wounding on 4 pluses, and on 6s that do extra damage, which is an additional structure for each one that they do there. All right, so I got the 1/6, which means it would do 2 damage here, but he has extra armor, so he has 2 6-up saves. Makes neither of them, so that's going to be 2 structure, which is going to kill that guy there. He does have las cannons as well, but the thing is you can only elect to shoot 1 target per arc that you're shooting from. So because I've got the 2 weapons there, I could have shot both weapons into that same target there, but I can't choose to shoot 1 into one and 1 into the other. You have to shoot in the one range there. But I have other guns, like over here, I've got ones that have rear arc and side arc and stuff like that. I can choose a target that's in the front for my front arc, and choose a target in the back for the back arc, and I can choose the side arc if I so desire. All sorts of fun stuff, which we'll get into in a bit. All right, so now this Daka Jet here is going to fire into my Thunderbolt over here. So he is at medium range as well here. Same altitude there, both at 4. So he is going to have 4 shots at medium range with his quad Daka guns, hitting on 5s because of the same altitude. So he gets 2 hits there, which is pretty good. These wound on 5 plus. Getting 1 wound, and I've got the extra armor, or the armored cockpit on the 2 guys here. So a 6-up I can ignore. Yeah, with the filfers! Woo! All right, so now my Thunderbolt here is going to fire into this Daka Jet. I am at long range to try to shoot into him. I'm 8 hexes away. Which means that the only weapon that I have that can shoot him is going to be my las cannon. My Avenger Gatling Cannon does not have any shots at long range. So but the las cannon has 1 shot at long range. So here we go, looking for a same altitude there, so 5s to hit. No hit there.
Still mid.
And now he's going to shoot his Daka guns into him over here. So again, mid-range here, so 4 shots, hitting on 5s. Ooh, getting 2 hits there. These are now going to be wounding on 5s. Getting 1 wound there. So I've got a 6-up ignoring damage. No, he takes it. So I took the 1 structure. The Thunderbolts have 3 structure. These guys have 2 structure. These guys have 5 structure, and I think these guys have 4 structure maybe? They have 3 structure over there. So that's what we've got going on there. All right, so my opponent doesn't have any more that can shoot over here because these guys only have medium and short range. So he does have rockets because we determined that the belching smoke was not going to make a difference here because I didn't take any 1-shot weapons. So he's not going to have the belching. So we changed it out for a pair of rockets, which are 1-shot weapons. But he's at long range, so he's not going to waste it at this point here. So I'm just going to go with my guys. They both are in long range to these guys, which means they're going to have 1 shot with their las cannon each. So that's all we got going on. So we'll go into this guy over here. So hitting on a altitude 5, I'm altitude or altitude 4, I'm altitude 3. So looking for a 6 to hit. Nope, no hit there. So we'll just go into the next guy, shoot into the same guy. No hit there. Alrighty, so that is going to be it for the shooting phase. Now we go into the end phase where we determine a whole bunch of different things. One of them is the first thing we do is we check out to see stalled aircraft, which is if any of the aircraft, if their speed is below their minimum speed, so nothing here. The reason you can get below your minimum speed is if you make a mistake and lower it down, or if you change altitude, if you try to climb, you increase your altitude by 1, but you reduce your speed by 1. And if you dive, you decrease your altitude by 1, but increase your speed by 1. So those things can make a change here at the end here. So you determine if anyone has stalled. Then you can recover from a spin, which is if you're in a stall or something like that. And then you can determine tailing. So none of us are tailing anyone because they have to be in your front arc and you have to be in their back arc. So no one's tailing right now. So now we will just, at the end here, we will now just continue on to the next phase, which was determining our maneuvers for round 2. All right, so everyone's got their maneuvers out there. So now we are going to roll to see who has initiative going into this next turn. I rolled a 1, my opponent rolled a 3. So no one's tailing, so no tail gunning to go on here. And my opponent's going to move first. So he is going to move with this guy. So he rolled a 2, which is going to be a swoop. So he will turn over there. And then what is your speed? As 5, you're going to keep it that way? Cool. So 1, pivot. And then 2, 3, 4, 5. And that's where he will end up. All right, so my movement here, I'm going to increase his speed by 2 to 5. And then I am going to do 3, which is a turn. So you can see the maneuver there that I can do. So I'm going to turn here, and then I'm going to go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then I'm going to turn right over to there. Boom. All right, so his other bomb over here is going to increase his speed, and then he is going to do a swoop as well. So he's going to turn there, go 1, and then turn 2, 3, 4, 5. So right there. All right, so my guy here is now going to activate. He is going to increase his speed by 2 up to 5 as well, and he is going to be doing number 5. So he is going to be doing a stall turn over here. So he's just going to go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then turn around over here like that. Then my opponent's going to see my stall turn with a stall turn over here. So he is going to go 6.
3, 4, 5, 6.
Going to go 6. And then turn around like that.
Yes, like that.
Boom. All right, so now my guy here is just going to do a level flight. So he's going to go 1, 2, and then he's just going to turn. No, he's going to stay where he's at like that. Nah, I changed my mind. He's actually going to turn like that. And then he's also going to do a stall turn over here. So he's going to be moving up 6 and then turning around. So he's going to go 6. And then turn, I think it's do one more turn. This is a stall turn. So he's going to go to right there. Boom. And then my guy over here is going to go with 2 here as well, or with 1. So level flight, he's just going to go 1, 2, and he's going to call it good right there. All right, so starting off the shooting phase, my opponent moved first, so he will go first. He's going to activate his bomber over here first. So his turret gun is going to fire into my wounded Thunderbolt Fury over here, and then his front quads and his rocket are going to fire into here because, again, you can choose only 1 target per arc, but you can fire as many guns at them as you want, at that target as you want. So he's going to fire both the big guns, and he's going to fire the rockets into him over here. So we're going to go with, what are we going to go first? We're going to do the rockets. These are at mid-range, so it's going to have 2 shots, hitting on 5s. So that's going to be 2 hits. Really good. Needing 3s plus to wound. Getting 1 wound. 6 up to save. Oh, no, he doesn't have it. I'm sorry, it was only the Thunderbolts have it. So he just takes, what's the damage? It's just 1, yeah, that's right. So he just takes the 1. I think everything is just 1 damage, so. Unless it has extra damage. So it just takes that 1 right there. And then the quad bigs at medium range are going to be, what, 4 shots? Yep. 4 shots, hitting on 5s, because they're at the same level there. Ooh, 3 hits, that's how you do that. Yeah, boy. Looking for 5s to wound. And getting no wounds. And then he's got the turret that's going to fire into my Thunderbolt Fury here. It's going to 3 shots at medium range, or short range. 3 shots hitting on 6s. That is going to be 1 hit because they're at different altitudes. No wound. All right, so my Marauder Bomber over here is going to fire. He's going to fire his las cannons into this guy who's in his front arc, and then he's going to fire his dorsal turret, which is all around into this guy. I do have a rear turret that can only shoot behind, but no one's in my rear arc. So it's just going to be the dorsal turret into him and the las cannons in him. So the las cannons are in medium range over here. So they are going to fire the 2 shots into them over there. So I am at level 3. He's at level 3 as well. So it's looking for 5s to hit. Getting 1 hit. This is going to be wounding on a 2+. 6+ does extra damage. That's just going to be the 1 damage to him over there. 6 up, ignoring.
Nope.
No, takes it. So he takes 1 damage. All right, so my dorsal turret has all around, so he can fire all around, but it also has up, which means that he has to either be at my same altitude or higher altitude. So he's at altitude 4, which is higher than my 3, which means he's going to be hitting on 6s. 3 shots, though, at short range. Nope, not getting any hits. All right, so now his Dakka jet here is going to fire into my Thunderbolt over here. So he is going to be firing in his front arc. So he's got the quad ones there. That's at 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So at medium range. So it's going to be 4 shots. Getting hit on 1, 5.
Oh wait, we're at the same.
No, you're at 4. Yeah, no, yes, yeah, we're both at the same. So he does get 1 hit there. And that is going to be a wound. But he does have the 6 up ignoring because of having the armored cockpit. No, he'll take that. All right, so my Thunderbolt here is now going to activate, firing into his Bomber over here. I am at medium range, so we're going to fire with the Avenger Gatling Cannon here. 7 shots, hitting on 6s though because he's at a different altitude than I am. Getting 1 hit, looking for a 4+ to wound. 6s are extra damage. That's just going to be a 1 wound. 6 up ignoring. Nope. No, takes it. All right, so now his Dakka jet here is going to fire into my Marauder up here. He's going to have 8 shots at close range, hitting on 6s though because they're at different altitudes. 2. There's another one there. So you got 2 hits there on 6s. These are now going to be looking for 5s to wound. No, taking no wounds. All right, so now my Marauder bomber over here is going to fire. He's going to fire his dorsal weapon into this guy over here, and he's going to fire the las cannons into this guy over here. So we'll do the las cannons first. I'm at altitude 3. He's at altitude, what is that, 3 as well? So he's going to be hitting on 5s, medium range. Getting 1 hit there, 2 to wound. That is a wound, so 6 up ignoring. Yeah, and he ignores. And now the dorsal gun is going to fire into the front guy over here. 3 shots, hitting on 6s though, because he's at a different altitude. Ooh, getting 2 hits. That's how you do that with Phil Facers. These are now going to be wounding on ones. So what are they wounding on? Hold on, they're right over there. Wounding on 5+ here. Ooh, getting 2 wounds. There's no extra damage for that. So, yep, no extra damage there. So 6 ups. No, so he's going to take 2, and that is dead. All right, so now his bomb over here is going to fire. No one's in his front arc here, so he's just going to use his turret Big Shooter, which can shoot at rear and sides, so not into the front or into the blind spots there. So he's going to fire into this guy. At medium range, he's got 1 shot. That's going to hit, though. Looking for a not a 2. All right, my last activation is going to be this Thunderbolt Fury into this guy over here. He's at short range, so it's going to be 3 shots with the Avenger Gatling Cannon, no shots with the las cannon. But that's going to be, what's his range? His altitude? So we are at the same altitude, so he's going to have 2 hits. Wait, at the bomber.
3.
So he needed 6s, so I just got the 1 hit there. Looking for a 4+ to wound. With that 5, it's a wound. 6 up ignoring. Nope. No, so he takes a wound. All right, that's going to be the end of the turn here. So we've got no tails, we've got no stalls, no spins. So we are going to go straight into maneuvers for the next round. All right, we've got our maneuvers down. So now we are going to roll off for initiative on this turn. So rolling off over here. I've rolled a 3. My opponent rolled a 2. So we will be coming to me. And I think I am going to have... Ooh, I'm gonna have him move first. All right, first thing's gonna be a swoop over here. So he is going to be turning right to there, and then he is going to go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then you could go straight to the right or to the left a bit. All right, so he's gonna pivot to the right a bit. It's actually pivoting. You'll see where it is. Yeah. All right, so now I'm going to activate my dude row over here. I'm going to keep the same speed. I'm doing a 5, which is a stall turn. So he's going to go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And then he's going to turn all the way around over here. And face towards him over there. All right, so now his bomber over here is going to do a turn, which is means that he is going to turn like that. And then he's going to go 1, 2, 3, 4.
Turn.
You have to turn that way. It's back one.
Okay.
Unfortunately.
Oh, God.
5 to right there. Or what you could do is you could also go from here. You go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, which would put you over here.
Yeah, let's go with that.
All right, so he's gonna go over to here, and then you could actually just turn this guy around if you want, like this, so that you are facing into me over here.
Let's go with that.
We're gonna go with that. That seems like a better idea for him over there. All right, so now I'm gonna activate this Marauder over here. He's gonna have he's gonna do the 3, which is a regular turn. So I am gonna go. He's got a speed of 2 over here, so he's just gonna turn over this way, and he's gonna go 1, 2, and turn around like that. And then this guy over here is going to stall turn. He's going to throttle up to 8. And then he's going to go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And then turn back around over this way, I am pretty sure. Yep, right over there. Boom.
Supposed to be.
All right, so now I'm going to activate this guy over here. He's also going to do a turn. I'm going to increase his speed by 1 to 3. Oops, wrong direction there. To 3. So he's going to go like this. And then he's gonna go 1, 2, 3, and then turn around like this to that. All right, so into the shooting phase, his guy over here is going to fire. He's gonna put his quad big guns front arc into this guy. He's going to side arc with the into the turret big shooter into my other bomber over here, and then the tail gunner is gonna fire into my Dubro over here. Yep. So what are we gonna do first?
Start with the big shooters.
Big shooters over here. So this is medium range. So 4 shots hitting on. What's your altitude?
I am at 3.
I'm at 3 as well. So looking for 5s to hit. Getting nothing. Side into my Marauder bomber over here. Getting 1 hit. These are going to be wounding on a not a 1. And now the tail gunner into my guy over here. That is not going to be a hit. All right, so I'm going to activate my Thunderbolt over here because I think he might die soon. So he's going to activate over here. He's in short range, so I'm going to fire into the hurt guy over there. So it's going to be 3 shots. These are going to be hitting on, whatchamacallit. He's at altitude 3 as well, and I'm at altitude 4. So I'm looking for 6s to hit. No hits. All right, so now his bomber over here is going to activate. Unfortunately, his front arc goes along this line, which just misses this guy, and then it goes along this line, which just misses this guy. So he's only going to fire his rear gun into my Marauder bomber here, and then he's going to fire his side arc gunner into my guy over here. So what are we going to do first?
We're going to do the side guy.
Side guy into him over here, so it's going to be looking for 6s because they're at different altitudes.
1.
Getting 1 hit. That is not a wound. And then we got the rear into here, but he's at the same altitude, so looking for 5 to hit. No hit. So now I'm going to activate my Marauder bomber here. He's going to fire his las cannon into his Decajet over here, and I'm going to fire my dorsal weapon into his bomber over here. So we're going to do the las cannon over here. He's in long range, so it's only going to be 1 shot. He's at altitude 4. I'm at altitude 3, so looking for a 6. Show me that fell first. No. And then 3 shots at close to that guy. Again, we are both at altitude 3, so looking for 5s to hit. No, nothing.
Didn't even ask.
All right, so now his Decajet's going to fire into my Thunderbolt over here. 8 dice hitting on 5s because they're both at 4. Both at altitude 4. So getting 2 hits there out of 8. That's not bad.
That's horrible.
That's not bad. It's pretty statistical, like on about on average. So here we go.
And
getting 1 wound. He's got 1 6-up save or he's dead. Show me that fill first. No fill phase.
I got 1.
Now I'm going to activate this bomber over here. He's going to put the dorsal gun and the las cannons into his hurt bomber over here. We'll do the las cannons first. Same altitude over here at 3, so I'm looking for 5s to hit. Ooh, getting 1 hit. Looking for a 2 to wound. No! No! And then medium range for the dorsal gun is 2 shots. That is going to be 1 hit here. Looking for a 5 to wound. Wow, 1s. What? And then my Thunderbolt is going to fire into this guy over here since he's the only one he can fire into. We're going to do the Avenger Gatling Cannon. 3 shots at close range. I get no hits. All right, so that's going to be the end of the turn there. No one is stalling. No one's doing anything like that. So, I did have 1 guy that was tailing, but he managed to kill him before I could get that. So nothing to worry about there. So that's going to be it for the turn. So we'll come back to you after maneuvers.
2.5.
Alrighty, so there we go. We've got our maneuvers down. Now we're going to roll for initiative going into this turn. I rolled a 6. My opponent rolled a 3. Oh man, I'm gonna let you go first with your movement. This bomber here is going to turn. So you're gonna increase your speed, or you're gonna keep it at 5. You're gonna keep it at 5. So you're gonna go turn right there. So then he's gonna go 1, 2, 3, and then you can turn back 4, 5. No, it's gonna be this way. Is a turn. So you would do like that, and then 5 would be right over here. Boom, right there. My bomber here is now going to activate. I increased his throttle to 3, and I'm going to be doing maneuver 3, which is the turn. So he is going to turn here and go 1, and then he's going to turn here. He's going to go 1, 2, 3, and then he's going to turn like this to be just like that. The next bomber is going to be doing a maneuver 4, which is a snap turn. So he's going to go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then turn around completely, which is pretty good. All right, so now my Marauder bomber over here is going to go. He's going to go 3 again with the turn. So he's going to turn over here, and he's going to go 1, 2, 3, and then turn back around over that way like that. And so now his DAC eject's going to go with a number 2, which is just a swoop. So he's going to turn like that. 1, 2, 3. Go like that. 5, 6, 7, 8. So you're still on the board.
Carry. That's okay.
They're going to go one more.
Yeah.
Okay. 3, 4. Turn. 5, 6, 7, 8. Right to there. And then my Thunderbolt over here, he's going to do 5, which is a stall turn. So he's got a speed of 3. He's going to go 1, 2, 3, and then turn around just like that. All right, so that is going to be it for the movement phase here into the shooting phase. He's going to start with his bomber here. He's going to put the quad bigs forward. He's going to do the side gunner into the side gun over here. So we're going to do the quad big 4 over here. So he's at medium range. So it's going to be 4 shots, right, for the quad big, I believe. We're just checking that out.
Yes.
Yep, medium range has 4 shots.
6s.
Looking for 6s because they're at different altitudes.
Got none.
Getting none. And then the side gun is looking into my guy over here as well. So he is going to get,
5.
Looking for a 5 to hit. That's
There's
a hit
that
with a 6.
No
wound. All right, so now my bomber over here is going to activate. He's going to fire the las cannons into this guy, and he's going to fire the dorsal gun into this guy. So we'll do the las cannons first. He's at medium range, so it's going to be 2 shots. Getting no hits. And then I'm at medium range over there with the dorsal gun, which I believe is 3 shots, if I'm not mistaken. Is dorsal gun is 2 shots. Oh no, he's at short range, because I'm sorry, he's at short range. So it's going to be 3 shots here. We are at the same altitude for these guys, so looking for 5s to hit. That's getting 2 hits over here. These are going to be looking for 5 ups to wound. Getting 1 wound. 6 up to save.
Yeah.
Oh, and he's good.
All right.
And then his bomber over here is going to shoot his side guns into my Marauder bomber. He's out there at the same level, so looking for 5s to hit. That's going to be 2 hits. Looking for 5s to wound. That is going to be 2 wounds. Oh man, he's just going to take him too. Oof. All right, so now my other Marauder bomber over here is going to fire. He's going to fire the dorsal gun and the tail gun into his Daka jet over here, and then the las cannons into his Dubro over here. So I'm at long range with that guy, so it's going to be 1 shot. I'm at altitude 3, as is he, so looking for a 5 to hit. No hit there. So then we've got short range over here with the dorsal gun. 6s to hit, which I got 2. That's what I needed with those fill facers. And then I'm looking for 5s to wound. Getting 1 wound. 6 up. No, takes a wound. And then my tail gun's firing into him. 3 shots at short range. Getting 1 hit there with that fill face. No wound though.
Altitude.
And then my guy over here is going to fire into his Dubro over there. We're going to do the las cannons first. Medium range. Different altitude though, because I'm at 3. I'm at 4. I'm sorry. He's at 3. So that means that I am going to be looking for whatchamacallit, 5s to hit. 6s to hit. 6s to hit. Oh, nothing there. And then 7 shots from the Gatling Cannon. Getting 1, 2 shots here. These are looking for 4s to wound. 6s do double damage. Oh, that 6 is 2 damage. Here we go. 2 6-ups. Needs a 6-up. Oh, he makes 1, so he takes 3. He's down to 1. All right, so that's going to be it for the turn. There's no one trailing. No one is in a spin or anything like that. So we're just going to go into maneuvers here. So we'll be back with that. All right, so we've got our maneuvers down. So now we're going to roll to see who has initiative. I rolled a 4. My opponent rolled a 4. So re-roll. Phil first. Oh, it's 6 as well. Roll it again. Getting that 1. 2. He gets the 2 with the win. And I will. All right, so my opponent's going to move first, so he's going to have his simple flight forward there. What's his movement there? He's going to throttle down. He's going to throttle down over there. So down by... down to a 3. Down to a 3 over here. So he's going to go... I think you were right here. And you're going to go 1, 2, 3.
1, 2, yeah, 3. And then do a single pivot. Do a
single turn like that.
Yeah, it is, yeah.
All right, now this guy over here is going to activate... He's going to go 3, which is a turn. So he's going to go from there to there, and he's going to go 1, 2, 3, and he's going to turn around like that. Boom. This guy over here is also going to turn. So he's going to go like that, and then you're moving this 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and then you got to turn facing that way, I imagine, because you don't want to face the board edge since. That is going to involuntarily leave the engage zone, which you're not allowed to do. Leaves him right there. Now I'm going to move this dude bro over here as well. He's going to have 3, so I'm going to turn like that, and then go 1, 2, 3, and then turn to this like that. This guy over here is going to have a steady flight, so his movement's going to take him 1, 2, 3. Whoop.
You're gonna throttle him up to 4.
He's gonna throttle him up to 4 over there. Or you're at 5 right now, so you're gonna throttle down to 4? Or you wanna...
Yeah, I'll throttle down to 4.
He's gonna throttle down to 4, so he's gonna go 1, 2, 3, 4. And then do a slight turn, or a turn, right? So it's, oh no, steady flight. So he's just gonna turn like that. All right, so now my Thunderbolt here is going to throttle up to a 5. And then I am going to do a stall turn. So he's going to go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Did I miscount that? I think I did. Because now he's going to do this, which is not great since I am directly in his range of fire. All right, so now into the shooting phase. His bomber here is going to put the quad bigs into my dude bro over here. And then he's going to put the tail gunner and his turret gun into my other bomber over there. So we're going to do the 4 into here, mid-range, so 4 shots.
Hitting on 5.
Both at 3, so looking for 5s.
That's
getting 2 hits, which is pretty good. Looking for 5s. Getting no wounds. Then the turret big shoot has got 3 shots. That's going to get 2 hits there. These are looking for 5s to wound. No wounds there. And the 1 shot from the tail gun is not a hit. All right, so now I'm going to activate my bomber over here. He is going to fire his twin las cannon into him and the dorsal gun into him. So we'll do the dorsal gun first at mid-range. It's 2 shots. Both of us are at, oh no, he's at 4, I'm at 3. So looking for 6s to hit. Not getting either of those. So then the las cannon at mid-range over here, looking for 2 shots into him. Again, hitting on 5s. No hits there. And now he is going to fire into my marauder over here. He's going to have 4 shots because he's at mid-range. 6s to hit. Ooh, getting 1 hit. 5s to wound. No wound. And now my bomber over here is actually going to put his dorsal gun shots into this guy over here. 3 shots, hitting on 5s because we're at the same level there. Getting no hits. All right, so now this guy over here is going to fire into my dude bro over here. He's going to have 8 shots at close range, so he's looking for 6s because I'm at 4, he's at 3.
Getting 1.
1 hit there, not bad. 5. No wound. All right, so now my Thunderbolt Fury here is going to fire. He's going to fire at him because he's at the only one in his arcs over here, so he's going to fire close range here. 3 shots with the Avenger Gatling Cannon, nothing with the las cannon because he's too close. That's going to be 2 hits, though, because they're at the same height. Looking for 4s to wound. 6s are double damage. Ooh, getting 2 wounds, 2 6-ups. No, fails them, and he is dead. All right, so that is the end of the turn. We have nobody trailing anybody over here. I was kind of trailing that guy over here, but he's dead now. So no trailing, no stalls, no spin, nothing going on here. So we will now do maneuvers, and we'll come back to you with that. All right, so that's going to be the maneuvers there. So now we are rolling for initiative going into this turn. 2 and a 4. I will go. I'm gonna go first. All right, so we're gonna start off with this guy over here. I am going to be doing the turn with him. So he's going to turn facing over here. Then he's gonna go 1, 2, 3, and then turn facing back up over that way. This bounty here is going to do 4, which is a snap turn, so he's going to turn that way, and then he's going to do 3, 4. He's got 4 movement there, and he's going to turn right back around. All right, and my opponent is going to climb here up to 4, and which reduces his movement down to 3. All right, so now I'm going to activate this guy over here. He is going to have 5, which is the stall turn. So he is going to go 1, 2, 3, 4, and spin all the way around over here, which puts me at 1, 2, 3, 4. Oh, 5. I need to go back 1. Sorry. So he's going to go right over there, and then I am going to. What are you at 4 there? Yep. All right, I'm going to stay at 4 right here. Okay. This guy here is going to have a regular turn, so he's going to turn like that, and then he's going to move. He's going to throttle down to what? 6. Yeah. All right, he's going to throttle down to 6, and these are going to go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and then make a turn. Like that. Yep. Boom. He actually ended up facing this way just because of the maneuver that he did. Yep. And then my last maneuver over here is going to be a turn as well. So he is going to go, what's he going to do? He's going to go over here. He's going to turn like this and go 1, 2, 3. And then he's going to turn around to face that way. Yep. Just like that. Boom. All right, so now my dude bro over here is going to start us off in the fighting phase. Shooting phase, not fighting phase. Shooting into that guy back there. Yeah. So he's at medium range, so we're going to go with the Gatling Cannon first. 7 shots, hitting on 5s because we're at the same level. Oof, getting Inception. 3 hits. There we go, Inception over there. So that's 3 hits. These are going to be wounding on 4s. 6s do double damage. Ooh, 6. That's going to be 3 total damage going into here. So he's got to make... No, he made 1, but he failed 2, but that's still going to blow him up. All right, so unfortunately, he's got nothing in his front arc, so we're going to go to my guy over here, who is going to fire at him. He's at 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So he's at long range, which means I've just got my last cannons that can shoot into him. So it's going to be 1 shot into him, hitting on he's at elevation 4, so he's going to be looking for a 6 to hit. Nope, nothing there. And then this guy's going to fire his dorsal turret into him because it's the only thing that can shoot in close range. 3 shots, different heights, so 6 is to hit. No, nothing there. That was looking like it. I thought I saw Phil face, but nothing there. All right, so that's the end of the turn here. No one's following, but at the end of the turn, he's down to less than 25% of his list, which means that we only have 1 turn remaining in this game. This is called the voluntary disengagement turn, which means that he gets a chance to fly away. So what's going to happen is, during the movement phase, he's just going to do a stall turn, which means that he'll just go up 1, turn completely around, and then just shoot off the table. That's the only time you can voluntarily leave the table, is during that round. And what it does is it allows you to get off the table, because at that point he's wounded, so I still get 50% of his points value. If it's a close game or whatever is happening, I would only get 50% of his value versus and I don't get to shoot at him, which I could have probably taken him down in the shooting phase. So yes, that ended up being a victory for the Imperial Air Force here, which is pretty good since he just invented flight. So got to get it. But yeah, this is fun. This is a really fun game. I think it's a game that's going to be really easy to pick up because the mechanics are not super hard. You just got to follow the instructions. Follow the instructions, and it goes around pretty quick. Like I said, we did one quick battle with like a few of the fighters just to get an idea of the mechanics, and then we played this game, and everything seems simple enough. Everything that we had questions about were easy enough to look up in the rule book, which is pretty slim. Has everything there that you need to play. It's 37 pages or something like that. It's like super thin.
37.
37 exactly.
Wow.
I'm not going to take credit for that. I think I remember that from one of the videos I watched. But yeah, so that's going to be like a real thin, slim rule book, not super complex with the rules, which is a lot of fun, and it's just you get to play. And I think these guys, I think it could be a lot of fun. And I mean, we thoroughly enjoyed ourselves. This is the first game that we played here, and I think that it'll be fun. And I think it's going to be a hard game to master though, because trying to wrap your head around like where I'm moving, when I'm turning, what's my range. Like there was a couple times both of us had it where all of a sudden we're like, all right, there's no one in my arc. Well, crap, I can't shoot that. That's not how that works. Okay, and then all of a sudden I get up there and it's like, oh well, no, there's no one there. You're in my close range, which is really bad for me and really good for you. Okay, I messed up on that move entirely. So I think it's one of those things, like I said, where it's going to be easy to pick up, easy to play, and the models are really cool looking. I think they're really cool looking, and they've already talked about the kind of extra support they have. They already have support out there, some extra cards, some extra like ground forces that you can use with this. It's the same scale as Titanicus, which is kind of cool. So you can play a little campaign with that, which we're kind of doing here, which we have the kill team, and we got into this, and we're going to have some future games going on here with a little bit of orky action, which I think is going to be a lot of fun. So I hope you guys have all enjoyed this. I certainly have. I have been Phil the Glacial Geek as always. My opponent's been Harris, and until next time, have fun.